welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching episode 3 of season 2 of The Bad Batch. I really liked the first 2 episodes that we got in certain parts. Like, there was a lot of action and there wasn't a lot of stuff that was like super progressive to the main story where it would be like the clones and now that Kamino's over with, I don't really know what the main storyline will be in this. And I always think that it's going to end up leading into the rebellion some way, somehow. But what I actually really liked about the first 2 episodes is because we normally have moments with like Hunter and Omega, you know, like father-daughter-ish kind of feel. And then Wrecker and Omega, which is like big brother, little sister. I don't know. I think she's older than them. So size-wise, big brother, little sister. And then we've also seen her have moments with Crosshair, which of course were contentious on his end, you know, and she's very empathetic and understanding of Crosshair, which I'm glad she is, because I certainly am not. But, you know, we've had those moments, and there's rarely any times where she has, like, these moments between Tech and Echo. And she'll have some here and there, but at the beginning of the first episode, she is, like, essentially, she's at school. And Echo, while he's not, like, teaching her, he's keeping on top of her about learning. And I think that that's the best we could really do with connecting with Tech is through learning, knowing information, schematics about the ships, flying, all that stuff. All the stuff that makes Tech, I think, is where he ticks. And that's a great connection for him and Omega. And I also loved the connection that we finally got, really, I feel like it's been kind of absent, was Echo and Omega. And echoing several times that, you know, they're doing this thing where they're doing these missions for Sid and they're trying to get the war chest, and it all is because of Omega. You know, they had to leave Kamino because of Omega. And she kind of sees it as like I owe them this war chest. I have to make their life easier because they sacrificed so much for me. And essentially, you know, shenanigans happens, and I loved at the end of the last episode when he kind of is just like, yeah, but if it weren't for you, we would be with the Empire. And I think that's like a really important distinction, because he wasn't blaming her, he was simply stating the facts. But I think also he's grateful for where he is, that he doesn't want to be part of the Empire, and that they do get to have this life where there is a little bit more freedom. I argue that there's no such thing as freedom with the Empire alive and well. But they do have a little bit more freedom than they would if they were part of the Imperial clone army. And I think it's really important for Omega to know that like he didn't want that life. And he does mention, you know, the thing with like the war chest and like what they could do with, you know, the money from it. And it felt like he was talking about something bigger than just them. And that's why I kind of felt like with the story of last season being about cloning and Kamino and kind of like more information there. Not that I think that we're done with that, but I don't think that that's like the bulk of the story anymore. At least that's not how it felt in the first 2 episodes. I could be very wrong on that. Now it is more about survival. And I feel like when Echo's talking about like doing bigger things with the money, you know, I don't know if he's talking about just like helping people or like helping build a rebellion. You know, I feel like that's the first time that I felt like the term rebellion could have almost been used. But also at the end of the episode with Wilco, like that was just like really sad that it's just like you still see these individuals, these clones that are acting as individuals and thinking like individuals. And like he was so capable and he countered all of their moves all throughout. Like he just was like, oh, well, this is what they're going to do now. And this is what they're going to do now. And he was right. The majority of the time, he was right. And great clone. But then when he does not want to falsify his report to say that Clone Force 99 is still alive, we then see Wilco killed by Rampart, who does not want not only, I think, Tarkin, but also the Emperor to know that they're not really gone. I don't feel like that secret's going to stay a secret for very long. I think Rampart is going to be in a lot of trouble. But what's next? You know, heading back to Sid's, probably. What's next for our adventure? Because sometimes we have episodes where it's just fun, but they're not throwaway. They're fun. They're meant to be fun. And then there's some that like really lay it on heavy, and you get like a little sense of like nostalgia, and then it moves the the show forward. And I have to say, sometimes I don't know what to expect going into these episodes. Like, nothing for me, like, is like foreshadowed enough to guess where the storyline's going. So I just have to kind of be along for the ride. And I like that about the show. Like, it's not too heavy of a thinker, but then there's moments in it where I'm like, oh, okay, this is what's going on. And to see Wilco killed at the end of the episode, like, that was very alarming because he's an incredibly capable captain. Like I said, like, he was so good at his job, but like, he's still seen as expendable. And that's why I kind of like would love for Crosshair to have a moment where he realizes that like he's really like this close to just being murdered because the Empire doesn't see them as valuable individuals. You know, like, as long as you get the job done, that's great. The second that you have an actual individual thought, bye. And that's sad because, like I said, Wilco is a great captain. If you were going to have somebody leading a squad, that's who you want. Not against our people, but like very capable. It was very sad. So again, I don't know the direction that these episodes are going, and I look forward to like the surprises. And again, I have to remind everyone that like I feel like I've missed like a good chunk of Clone Wars. So sometimes when people appear, I am like, who? Did I see that episode? So I apologize ahead of time. And I have to apologize again for calling the clone troopers stormtroopers. I felt very dumb when I was like, oh God, they're clone troopers. Why did I say that? But I leave it in so you know I made the mistake because I'm not perfect. Okay. So with that being said, let's get into this episode. The solitary clone. Well, that sounds sad. Oh, would that be Crosshair? Why is everybody so scared?
I am Tawny Ames, Governor of Dessex. State your business here.
Oh.
I am here to relieve you of your title, Mistress Ames, by order of the Galactic Empire.
Of course you are.
Dessex does not fall under Imperial jurisdiction. Take your forces and leave peacefully.
Well, your request has been received, reviewed, and, as you can see, rejected.
How disappointing.
Oh.
I have a message for your empire.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Crosshair. Such a sad, lonely, well, I guess solitary clone. There you go. I was gonna say, what a lonely existence.
I heard the defense recruitment bill is up for a vote again. Well, let's hope it doesn't pass. For our sake.
Bet you it does. Aww. I felt sorry for him in that moment. Doesn't happen often.
CT-9904. Congratulations, you've been medically cleared for active duty. Remind me, how long were you left stranded on that Kaminoan platform before being recovered?
Yeah, how long?
32 rotations.
All that time. Left for dead, and yet you still came back.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm a soldier of the Empire.
I see. Your loyalty and determination are commendable.
But not reciprocated.
You're being sent in under the guise of discussing a diplomatic resolution. Once you arrive, do whatever is necessary to secure the city and ensure Governor Grotton's release.
Jeez.
What squad will I be leading?
Your new commander will brief you on the details. Report to the Battle Memorial at 0900 hours.
Ooh, he's not leading it. I'm sure he's not going to be okay with that. Good soldier follows orders. 32 rotations. I don't know if that's 32 days. But damn, they didn't care about him one bit.
Crosshair. It's been a while.
Commander Cody, I didn't recognize you.
That makes me so happy.
A lot's changed, as you well know. When I heard you were cleared for duty, I requested you specifically.
You're lucky I was available.
The rest of Clone Force 99 went rogue after Order 66 came through.
Surprised?
Not really. Your squad was different by design. Rumors are more and more clones have been questioning the Order.
Then they are traitors. Like the Jedi.
Well, good soldiers follow orders.
Ugh. I do like that Cody kind of had that pause, though, when Crosshair said that.
The insurgents are expecting a diplomatic envoy. Catch them by surprise, wipe out the droids, and locate Governor Groton.
Sounds easy enough.
Why do I think it's not going to be easy enough? But also, I don't like this.
The governor said to keep a close eye on you.
I am the legitimate governor of Desix, you scrap heap!
Attitude.
The Empire will never agree to your terms.
Precisely why I know the diplomatic envoy they're sending is anything but peaceful.
Smart.
Dooku was right in the end. He knew the Republic was corrupt, that it would collapse and become something worse. He saw it coming. The Galactic Empire.
Interesting. Got a Dooku, I don't want to say sympathizer, but...
It looks like they've chosen not to negotiate. How unfortunate for you.
After seeing Andor and what they did with Ferrix, that's like the vibe I'm getting is like the Empire just taking over. Gosh, this feels like Clone Wars era all over again. Jeez! I kind of pictured a softer landing. Guess not.
Send scouts to the wreck. Check for any survivors.
Yes, Governor.
Obviously, Cody and Crosshair survived.
That doesn't look good. Yeah, for them. We found the shuttle. There are no survivors.
Confirmed. Return to the city.
Roger, roger.
That's all they did. Little quick check, nothing more.
That buys us time, but not much.
Without a ship, we'll have to infiltrate the city on foot.
Okay, couple survivors.
First things first.
I mean, if you have to get something done from far away, Crosshair's the guy. He'll get the job done.
These tanks all have the same weakness. The droids operating them. I'll draw their fire while you move into position. Trust me.
You do make things interesting.
Indeed. It's just not flinching whatsoever. Oh! Nice! If you're gonna have an amazing shot, it might as well be Crosshair delivering it. See, that's what bugs me, is that like Crosshair is so good and he's not with our team.
Direct shot down the barrel. Nice touch.
There has to be a tactical droid giving them orders.
Then let's divide their forces.
I mean, I'd rather have them fighting droids than people, but it definitely just gives me Clone Wars vibes. Just fighting the Separatists.
It's okay. We're here to help.
Yeah, they don't see it that way. Nice. The animation in this, like, just with the smoke and everything, it looks so good. I know I always talk about how great the animation looks, but, like, this show in particular is just so pretty. Oh, nice move. Ooh, scared the crap out of me. Oh god, those droids are terrifying. Oh god! Got him. Oh, that's wild. I love that animation with the lights coming in the dark.
Any ideas? Just try and keep up.
Crosshair is too good. I love it, but I hate it because it's for the Empire. Oh, a knife!
Cody! Cody!
Nice. Try to keep up with Cody.
I can make the shot from here. Give me a line of sight.
Is he gonna do a multi-point shot? I'm excited to see this. Whoa! Whoa! Crosshair is just wild.
Nice throw.
Nice shot.
Nice shot.
I'm Tawny Ames, the rightful governor.
We have official Imperial orders.
Desix separated from the Republic years ago, Commander. We are an independent system.
We're not here to debate politics with you.
If you did, you might see how unjust your actions are.
Your droid army attacked 2 Imperial convoys.
We were defending ourselves from a hostile occupation.
Yup.
Your forces are the only threat to my people.
We are not the enemy.
You don't think you are.
The Empire seeks to establish peace and order throughout the galaxy.
Peace. There was a time I believed in that. I realized then peace was never an option.
Oh. Cody lowering his gun, that's interesting.
It's an option now. Too many people have died already. We can resolve this without more bloodshed. Do this for your people.
Nicely handled. Now execute her.
Sir, I promised a peaceful...
You did, I didn't. Now execute her.
Am I shocked? No.
So much for peace.
I gave you an order. Follow it or face the consequences for disobedience.
It was Crosshair, wasn't it? Yeah.
Put her body in the square. Let it be a warning to the rest of them.
Oh, that just gave me a chill. Eric's vibe. I love when clones think like individuals and make decisions like that. Except Crosshair. Cody said that they were there and it was going to be peaceful. Gosh, the music in this. It's a dark episode. Cody get in trouble for that? Killed for that? We saw what happened with Wilco.
Tell me something, Crosshair. This new empire, are we making the galaxy better?
We're soldiers. We do what needs to be done.
You know what makes us different from battle droids? We make our own decisions. Our own choices. We have to live with them too.
This imagery is just gorgeous. I thought we were gonna have a fun, silly, goofy episode, and that is not what we got. Can't sleep, buddy? Oh, before the alarm. I hate when I do that on purpose.
CT-9904.
Why they always gotta interrupt him at lunch?
After your success on Desix, I'm entrusting you with another mission. Report to CC-1226.
Why not Commander Cody?
Cody?
CC-2224.
It appears he has gone AWOL.
Respect.
Clone loyalty does not seem to be as advertised anymore. Funny, isn't it? How these clones around you keep disappearing.
It should scare you, Crosshair.
Then you're dismissed.
He doesn't even know their names. He still calls them by the numbers. Like they're nothing to him. Gosh, that wasn't a Bad Batch episode at all. That was so heavy. It was so extremely heavy. I feel like if I went back and I watched some of my previous Bad Batch reactions, I don't really have anything nice to say about Crosshair. And I still kind of don't, other than like, you know, fantastic shot. He's the guy you go to if you need to have a shot made. Amazing work. Amazing work. I kind of figured out what he was doing when, like, every time he would shoot at it, like, the cannon would kind of move a little bit. But that was amazing. And then even the I guess, trick shot with the pucks, amazing. But I feel like he's starting to realize that, not that he wants the Empire necessarily to care about them, but I think he wants to be valued. And even at the beginning, you know, I think it's Rampart was like, kind of like, oh, how long did you wait for us? He's like 32 rotations. And he's like, and yet you're still so loyal. He's mocking him. And Crosshair is still loyal because he's doing what a good soldier does. It was nice seeing Cody. I'm glad he went AWOL. I thought for sure that he was going to get the Wilco treatment. And, I mean, he probably still might. Who knows? Crosshair has kind of faced the situation where he's going to have to take care of it. And I wonder if he will make a different decision. I mean, obviously he was torn with his brothers, with his original squad. He doesn't have any friends. Even when he does sit at a table, people get up and leave. He's by himself. When the episode first started, I was like, oh, this is about Crosshair. And I was like, oh, maybe it's not. Like, I guess he's not by himself. Okay, definitely he's by himself. He's isolated. He is a one-man island. And he works good as part of a team. And, like, they got the mission done, which is the point of them going. But obviously we know, you know, that especially when she mentions Count Dooku and the Separatists and, you know, how they had declared that they were independent from the Empire, and yet here comes the Empire still trying to take over, you know, the whole eminent domain. And then, you know, I just finished watching Andor. I know a lot of people are, they've watched it, and they've been done for a while, but I finished it last week, and that, like, just gave me Ferrix vibes of, like, just all of a sudden the Empire is present in Ferrix, and we saw what happened with Clem and being hung in the square, and, you know, it's I don't know how, when somebody can see that repeatedly, to still be, like, loyal. Like, yeah, they got what they deserve. It's like, should we be doing this? Like, is this okay? You know, and Cody, like, hearing her say, like, we have declared our independence, and him just kind of, like, realizing, like, okay, well, maybe we can do this peacefully. And she released him peacefully. And I'm glad Cody didn't, like, feel that he had to kill her. Well, he did feel that he had to kill her, but he didn't. And luckily Crosshair doesn't have much of an issue doing it because he feels like he's following orders. He's doing what a good soldier does. And that's upsetting. It's expected, not shocked, but it's still just really sad. I thought it was really interesting that Rampart, like, almost, like, kind of mentioned about them following orders and the loyalty and, like how clones, like, and their individuality is actually an issue and a problem, and how, like, more and more of them are disappearing. And Crosshair, I think, kind of, like, he had a moment where he was just kind of like, you know what, you're not wrong. And they're all disappearing because they're not following orders. And I know that would scare somebody into following orders, but then it's like, that's how easily disposed of the clones can be. And like, he still calls them by, like, their numbers, you know, and it's definitely screaming like who's Commander Cody, or, you know, like, and he's not calling him Cody or Crosshair, he's calling them by the numbers. And it's like, they don't see them as individual people. I really liked actually this episode. It was dark. It was unexpected. Like I was ready to like see our boys go back to SIDS and shenanigan run amok, or like having to answer to not having the war chest. But then having this one and getting a Crosshair episode, like you got to see him shine in doing the things that Crosshair does well, and that he was kind of born to do, and that he loves to do. And then you saw the other side of it where, like at the beginning he was like sleeping and he woke up because of his alarm. And at the end, he was already awake and he sat up before the alarm. You could tell he was losing sleep. Not that I'm happy about Crosshair doing that, but I feel like there's a conscience that Crosshair might be developing a little bit, where not that he's like all of a sudden gonna like jump ship and he's definitely gonna join our group, but I think maybe he might be starting to see the Empire differently. Maybe not for what it is, maybe not clearly, maybe he's like 2% more versed on like what exactly the Empire does, like the whole eminent domain and taking over places and killing people and eliminating clones. Loyalty is the most important thing, and compliance is required. And when Cody mentions that like we get to make our own decisions, and it's also like there's also consequences to those decisions, and then goes AWOL, I couldn't be happier for Cody. And I'm so happy we got Cody. Like I didn't expect to see him like really ever again. Like, you okay, Obi-Wan? Like I can't watch like Revenge of the Sith without that scene, and like just the Cody moments that he has. Like they're not like emotionally heart-wrenching, but like once you have watched Clone Wars and then you go back and rewatch the prequels, like a lot of that is so heartbreaking and it's so hard to watch. I actually just watched is it Seska Says? I just watched her watch the 2 finale episodes. I didn't even know she was watching Clone Wars. It just happened to pop up on my For You page, and I'm sobbing right along with her. And like I said, there's like some seasons that like I feel like I might have skipped and like didn't watch, or I was on my phone, or I was cleaning the house while it was on, and so I wasn't paying attention, or I was at the gym. But it like very much still is super emotional, even if you've seen specific episodes only. And I feel like I really need to go back to a rewatch. God, that's a lot of editing. That is a lot of editing. Maybe I'll do all the full length episodes and then post them on Patreon. If somebody gets crazy and wants to edit them for me, they can. But I really feel like I need to re-watch Clone Wars and maybe like take better notes and really pay attention, because now that I do the reactions and I'm immersed in the world, like I pick up, like those little details that maybe when you're nonchalantly watching something that maybe I wouldn't, because ADD, So I don't really know the direction in which this is heading. I would imagine that it's trying to show that the Empire is not as great as maybe some groups think it is. It's showing that like, even though Dooku is a bit of a hypocrite, that, he was kind of right about the Republic, and that like this galactic empire is not what he would have wanted. I'm liking that we're getting hit from multiple fronts and multiple areas of things that we have seen and things that like we can kind of conclude just by watching, and it falls in line. It falls in line with the rest of the stories. It would actually be really interesting. Like, I know the Bad Batch is supposed to be fun, but I also know that like there's so many more serious moments in the animated series that people don't expect. And I love that about the animated series, is that like it's supposed to be a kid show, it's supposed to be fun. No. Like, watch it. There's heartbreaking moments. There's things that like make your jaw drop. And I really like that, but I would be okay with a darker tone. I really would. This episode was really good. Like, more Crosshair episodes, which is wild because I can't stand Crosshair, and like now like I am now seeing him in a different light. Especially him having like that moment after it was just like all the clones that are around you are disappearing. You could kind of see like a little bit of like a gear turn where he's just like, huh. It's good to see. And it's good to see him in action because he's fun to watch. And like when it's the whole group, when it's all Clone Force 99, like you have like, Wrecker smashing something and Crosshair hitting a shot, and and Hunter doing this, and Tech, crossing wires and doing that, and Echo, coming up with a plan. Omega shooting a bow, and it's just like when you get them in like a single episode, they really shine. And I love that because like now I don't feel the same way about Crosshair that I used to. Damn it. One episode did that. One episode. So it's amazing. It's amazing what these short animated features can do. I love it. If you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode, it will be available on my Patreon. You will see me yawn a couple times because I am back at work working my 9 to 5, filming later, editing throughout the week, and getting it up as quickly as I possibly can. My editor can only do so much, so I will be editing these. I do appreciate anyone who wants to go over there and watch the full-length episodes. There are also full-length episodes available for Andor, I believe just 4 through 6 at the time that I film this. And then 7 and 8 will be available shortly, and the edited version will be released. We don't have a schedule necessarily for Andor. It's when the great editor Xander can actually get to it. I appreciate him very much and his hard work for putting it together, and also pushing me to finish watching Andor, and I'm glad that I did, because that is one hell of a show. But like, subscribe, get the notifications so when I post another video, you are notified, and you can come back here and we can enjoy our group, or in this case, not our group, and have a really dark, cool episode with Crosshair. I'm not mad at it. I'm really happy about it. I definitely, I would like more episodes like this. Let's just have like a whole Tech episode. Like, I'm sure it would just be his like very dry, I don't even want to say sense of humor, his dryness that makes him almost funny. That's probably the thing I like the most about Tech, is that he's very matter of fact, but it's almost funny. If we could get more focus on each individual clone, that'd be great. I wouldn't mind it at all. This is just the beginning. We've got a lot to go, so I'll be right here. But in the meantime, I'll see ya.